All right, good morning. Welcome to West Valley Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Clyde Goings. I am the assistant minister here, and I want to welcome you here on this beautiful Sunday morning. So just a quick update with Reverend Karen. I went by and seen her yesterday. She had me working at her house yesterday. But it was fun. I was working outside, so it was even better. But anyways, I just want to, again, give you guys an update that I want to let you know that she's doing well. So she is keep continuing to pray for her and knowing that she's this all is unfolding in divine right order for her. And we know that, and she knows that she's loved and supported by our community. All right, and so I'm also really excited to announce that Kay Fontana, if you don't remember who Kay Fontana is, she is a practitioner, and she is back up on the podium today, and so I'm actually really surprised about that this morning, pleasantly, happily surprised. So thank you, Kay. And then Tracey will be being our beautiful speaker today. So we come together every Sunday to remember that truth, that we're whole, perfect, and complete. And I love it that we come together as a community to support one another as we're on this journey called life, knowing that it's unfolding perfectly for us. So we just are going to celebrate today as like every other day. It is a time to know that we are loved and we are supported, and we are here to express life the way that we know how. So, all right, so if we can, and I just want to welcome, I always forget to do this because we're still, believe it or not, we've been doing this for a while, but still working out the kinks with the new way. Mary's here, so that means we're going to be doing the thrift store. So the thrift store will be open after service. And two more announcements. One, I want to remind the men in the room, we have an outing next weekend where there's a sign-up sheet in the bookstore. We're going to be going to a breakout room. We're going to go have breakfast first so we can have energy, so we can break out of this room. So please join us. Sign up on the sign-up sheet. And then if you have any questions about it, Eddie's not here, but Ed's here, Fred's here. John's here, all of us, we're going to be doing this, and I'm really happy that the men's group has continued to unfold, and it is a great time. We get together once a month for breakfast on Saturdays, on the second Saturday. So if you're available to join us, ask one of us. We will welcome you to our group. Then the last announcement is our business meeting is the first weekend in March, and it's coming up, and so we're going to be voting on a couple new positions on the board, and so we need a quorum. So we really need everybody to be here so we can create a quorum so we can have that voting, and we're going to go over some information with you. And so the beginning of this is the end of December, or the end of January, the last day in January already, yes. Anyways, time is flying by already. All right, so let's say the vision statement together. We are a loving, joy-filled community honoring the many paths to God as we learn and live the science of mind principles. Now, if you just sit back, relax, open up your hearts and minds for the beautiful message or music from Bradford's and Tracey's beautiful message. Thank you.
So just take a deep breath. Any concerns you have, just set them aside. Get in that peaceful spot.
I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord.
Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know.
will make a quiet place within my mind. And I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord.
Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know.
I will make a quiet place within my life. And I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place.
Be still and know the infinite spirit is right here, right now. That divine spirit, that beautiful spirit that is in all things, all places, all situations. That beautiful spirit that is peace and love and joy and abundance and prosperity and all that is good in this world, in this universe. It is all God. And knowing God, that is that divine presence within all, that we are all one with God. Each one of us here and beyond are one with divine sweet spirit. And I claim and affirm this joy and abundance and prosperity and love and peace that is within us. That is that God that resides within us. As we move throughout our day, and in this day, this beautiful Sunday service, I speak a word of blessing for all that are involved in this service and all those who are not present with us as well. And a special blessing for the Bradfords, knowing their beautiful music just touches our hearts and souls. And for Tracey, knowing that her message is the Word of God speaking through her. And for all those in other religions, and knowing that there is one path to God, that I speak a blessing for all. And I claim and affirm this, and I have such great gratitude knowing this to be true. And I release my words into the law, knowing that it is done and it is so, and so it is. My reading today is from The Science of Mind by our founder, Ernest Holmes, in the chapter Causes and Conditions. We must seek to realize the spiritual universe regardless of any condition which appears, if we would embody the greatest good. If the spiritual universe were not perfect, it could not exist for a single moment. The truth is indivisible and whole. God is complete and perfect. A perfect cause must produce a perfect effect. Disregarding all evidence to the contrary, the student of truth will maintain that he lives in a perfect universe and among people potentially perfect. He will regulate his thinking to meet this necessity and will refuse to believe in its opposite. At first, he may be influenced by conditions, and he may appear to be weak, but as time goes on, he will prove to himself that his position is a correct one, for that which appears imperfect will begin to slip from his experience. Then he goes on to say, let us daily say to ourselves, perfect God within me, perfect life within me, which is God, come forth into expression through me as that which I am. Lead me ever into the paths of perfection and cause me to see only the good. By this practice, the soul will become illumined and will acquaint itself with God and be at peace. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. And let us take a moment to contemplate those thoughts. And so it is.
Come together, heart and soul, as we love together. Young and old, we will sing together, together in one song. Come together, from different worlds we are drawn together. In our own way we can pray together. Together we are strong. Sing this part with me. I see God in you. I see God in you. You see God in me. You see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and we are home. Together we are home. One more time. Together we are home.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And I want to tell you before I forget that the song you sang last week, Holy Now, has been on repeat in my house. I even wrote a paper about it because it was so beautiful. I'd never heard it, and I play all those songs to my little great-grandson because I think the message of that particular singer, Peter Mayer, is beautiful. And if you haven't heard his music, I would highly suggest you check it out. Maybe I'm last on the bus, I don't know. But it was so, so beautiful, and I wanted to say thank you for singing that and introducing me to it. Well, good morning, West Valley for Spiritual Living. How are you doing today? And those out there in safe and comfortable in your homes, we welcome you. And we are looking forward to a great talk today. I know I am, because I honestly can't tell you that I always know what's going to be said. But I do just want to take a moment to thank Kay for the reading. It was very beautiful. And for those who support me and allow me to be here with you today. The talk title today is You Are Not Who You Think You Are. You are the love and awe and wonder of the universe. And hopefully by the time this talk is done, you'll believe it and you won't need church anymore. I don't know. I don't know. It's taken me 13 years to even grasp the idea that I'm loved. But there are people that always amaze me that get this concept so much quicker. And, you know, last week we had a beautiful message, and I was so inspired by the timeliness of your message that I am going to try to match that today. But don't count on it. All right, so I have a little joke for you. I was like, let me find a metaphysical joke, because I love my jokes. So one morning at breakfast, I tried to engage my two daughters in a little metaphysical thinking. I said to my first daughter, which came first, the chicken or the egg? My 6-year-old said, well, there has to be a chicken to lay an egg. I pushed her a little bit more, didn't we have to have an egg before we had a chicken to hatch out of it? And the 6-year-old pondered. And as she was pondering, I looked at my 3-year-old, who had this disgusting look on her face. And I said, well, what do you think? And the 3-year-old chimed in and ended the discussion with, and God said, let there be chickens. And we all know that's how it works, right? And so it is. All right. So I recently discovered the leader of our philosophy, Edward Valhune. I'm always worried that I'll get his name wrong, and maybe I did. I don't know. But he's a beautiful soul. He was one of my teachers, and every morning he does a little meditation, candlelight meditation. You can join him on Facebook, and he reads from the 365-day. Thank you. She's saying yes. I got it right. So it's such a beautiful experience to have somebody else read the book, because honestly, I do not need another book in my collection, although I am sure I have that one. But he, on a Thursday, did the page 33. So if you have that book, I would invite you to go back and read it. It's all about love. And what happens to me during the week, I'm going to do a talk. The talk really does me. Like, it just kind of unfolds, and there's all these things floating around, and I call my son, and I'm like, what about this? And I called Sue, and I'm like, what about this? And there's all these beautiful, magnificent things that I start paying attention to. They're always happening, but what happens is I am now giving my attention to what's going on in my life, which is really how it can be. And it always amazes me, the beautiful things. So a quick story about love. But first, yesterday, I decided, my granddaughter lives with us, and we decided to go out. And I know when I go out with her, I'm going to spend money. And I have a new great-grandson who is here with us today in his little Winnie the Pooh costume. And so I like to buy things for baby. So we go to Final Clearance. I love this store. And Bill and I were talking about how the baby needed a bouncer because he likes to bounce. You hang it from the door and he bounce, And we needed this, and we needed some toys, and my granddaughter, I'm trying to teach her about the law of attraction. I'm trying to teach her that one of the things that was shared to me recently was, if you get up and start your day with, I am looking forward to, it is such a beautiful thing, because you start to pay attention to these things that you're looking forward to, and you're not coming. Oh, I think we lost. Can you hear me? Okay. So I think that what I was trying to tell her, because she wants something to happen very badly, and she only sees the people that are in her way. And I'm like, no, the people are not in your way. Your mind is in your way. And she's 17. She's like, whatever, Grandma. And I'm like, well, okay. So then I'm like, I look forward to the day that my granddaughter can learn this lesson. So we're at Final Clearance, and there's all of these things. And I, of course, I call Bill, and I'm like, they're all in one place. The jumper, the formula, the racetrack, the car seat, everything is here. Can you believe it? Everything is all in one place in this discount store that gets things randomly. And he's like, and I'm like, I'm going to get it. And he's like, get whatever you want. And I'm like, that is always a lovely sound to hear from your husband. So I put it all in, we buy stuff, and we get in the car, and my granddaughter looks at me and she goes, there really is something to this manifestation stuff, huh? And I'm like, yes. So, sometimes when we are trying to teach other people things, we trying to teach them from our point of view. We're trying to teach them for what we think they need best in their lives. And we do not know that. I heard Panache Desai say recently a definition of powerlessness that I had not heard before. And he said it is giving up the idea, any good idea that your little m mind has, for someone else. And the powerlessness is that your heart will break open wide when you sit with them and help them go through whatever they're going through without any of your little M's, good ideas. It builds your faith in the power, and it builds their faith in God. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Well, maybe not kind of. We are going to talk about that today. And so Edward Valhoon, in his candlelight, it's very intimate, and he lights a candle. It's very beautiful, and started talking about love. And something really struck me about love and powerlessness, that really love is who we are. It is our innate nature. It is the thing that Kay was reading about. It is when the little M, the little mind, gets out of the way. That was so inspiring to me, your talk, because I struggled with a way to explain to people the thinking mind, and little M worked well, and now I always have an M&M in my thought process. So thank you. I'm like peeling the chocolate, and there I am in all of my spiritual divine glory. Chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate? So Edward went on to say that you're not who you think you are. You are the love and the awe and the wonder of the universe. Love is the sole impulse for creation. The whole universe is based on it. I mean, we take that in, right? So what prevents us from believing that? I think about my purpose. I think about the talks that I give, and I think about what do I want people to know when I am speaking. And it really comes through loud and clear to me, the difference between mind and the little m. And when we get to know the little m and not make an enemy of it, but we create space between the little m and the m, when we take time to pay attention to our lives, when we take time to see that all the ideas and experiences that we have had are based on what we've learned, known, or been told. And that no new idea can come from an old experience. That we have to start to shed the clothes or the peel the onion, people say. We have to start to let go of these old ideas that have brought us to this moment in time. And now, for me personally, along my path, I really made an enemy out of everything. And then the spiritual journey has been bringing it all back home and letting the heart filter through what I need, what belongs here, what doesn't belong here, and what I can let go of. And we are conditioned human beings. We've had teachers and parents and family, and they've all, I have realized, so innocently shared with us what they think is best for us. And in that innocence, because I really do believe people are doing the best they can when they're doing it. And I learned that lesson when I met Reverend Cheryl, and she loved me enough when I wasn't working to stay up with me at IHOP till 5:30 in the morning every Thursday night. We would go to IHOP, and she would school me on my misidentified beliefs. And she would continually point me in the right direction. And I so desperately wanted to know what she was talking about, even as I sat there and agreed with her. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. That's who I am. I would go home and go, I don't know what the heck she's talking about. But what I've learned is as those seeds of truth sit with you, they grow within you. And they push everything unlike itself out. Now, we can either be in resistance to this, or we can be in love with it. And this is what Edward Valhoon was talking about. He was talking about the power and the presence is love. It is the Spirit Almighty. It is your higher self. There is nothing that love condemns or judges. In that love, there is, they agree. In that love, there is no fear. So there is none in me. He said this to me, and as I sat and listened to him, it's easy. When I talk to people and I'll talk to them about not being enough or not being good enough, and the answer I always get is like, no, I'm enough. Like, I don't know, what are you talking about? I'm enough. And I realized that, the opposite of being in love with yourself is I'm not enough. But the I'm not enough, I realize, needs a good before it. I am not good enough. This is the opposite of what we are teaching, and it is the thing that we must dispel from our beingness to recognize the love and the wholeness that we truly are. Our innate nature, our beauty, the thing that makes us smile. I mean, we're on a planet and things happen. Life goes as life goes. The reality of what's going on and what we think about what's going on are two totally different things. Ernest Holmes, I was looking up quotes to read, and one of the things that Ernest Holmes said, and which I really found interesting, and I'm going to find the quote, that love is the divine presence, the living spirit which is always calling us to see love everywhere, especially in ourselves. Love, the beauty of creation. Love is the beauty of creation, and you are that creation. And the only problem is that we are walking around believing what somebody else told us that we are. And I just take that in for a minute. When life is going bad, I don't even know if I like the word bad anymore, but when life is going, and it is not going the way our idea of good is, when we reflect upon our lives, we recognize that someone has even taught us what the idea of good in our lives should be. That when we are having an experience of financial problems or health or a spouse being sick or something is going on, we, from our past, bring those memories forward and label this idea. And what I find beautiful about our philosophy is it is telling us or showing us, pointing us to how to undo that. But first, we have to recognize that the discordant thought is there. We don't necessarily need to know where we learned it from. Truth, it will reveal the discordant thought to you, and most likely the source, so that you can develop self-compassion, self-love, and also compassion and love for the people that share these ideas with us. I was listening to, there's a movie out called Chick Chick Boom. I think it is a musical. And the lead singer, Andrew Garfield, couldn't sing. He really believed he could not sing. And Emmanuel Miranda said, "Who told you that lie? That's a lie." And he was like, "No, I don't think so." And he goes, "I'm going to get you a voice coach. And after a month with the voice coach, if you can't sing, then we'll have a discussion about this person who told you this lie." So they did the voice coach. He learned how to sing. And one day in their first rehearsal, he was on stage, and his biggest fear was that Emmanuel Miranda would be in the back of the auditorium listening to him. And so he kind of looked, and he didn't see him. And so he started singing, and this big, beautiful voice came up from deep inside of him. And all of a sudden, a shoe landed on the stage, and somebody way in the back was, "Bravo, bravo." And Mr. Miranda stand up and said, "Now you go find that person and tell them that they lied to you, and then kiss them so that you have that experience so you could know the truth of who you are today. You can sing, and they were wrong, and you can still love them even though they were wrong." Right? He brought this whole message of love, and Andrew Garfield said that he smiled so poignantly, so brightly, that he when he discovered that he could sing, and that he discovered that what people tell him and what they have told him were not true about him. And that is what I hope comes across from my messages and messages from other people through the Science of Mind philosophy, that it really is, I realize, Ernest Holmes pointing you to your truth. He's pointing you to who you really are, beyond the concepts, beyond the ideas, beyond the discordant thoughts. And they are hard to discern sometimes because we so readily believe them. We believe people and places or things are in our way. We don't get up to, well, I don't know about you. I shouldn't speak for everybody, but I didn't get up too often and go, I am looking forward to having a beautiful day at work. I'm looking forward to meeting and looking and talking to interesting people. I'm looking forward to getting promoted and being prosperous. I'm looking forward to writing a paper. I'm looking forward to someone helping me write a paper. So and when these people show up, it makes me feel so beautiful. It makes me feel love. It makes me realize that the heart of who I am is the heart of who you are. And although we have different bodies and different minds and different families and ideas, the essence, the deep abiding essence of who we are is what we are getting to. And when we find ways to create a space from the little mind to the big mind, the real you gets to push out and express itself in all of its glory. And the key here is self-love. That this was Edward was talking about. He was talking about love, the essence and the beauty of the creation of the universe. And he said, the key here is this love which we did not create. And that stood out so wonderfully to me, because if we did not create it, if I did not create it, and if I still feel like I'm flawed, then I wouldn't have much faith in it. But because I see everything that it made, everything that it built, everything that it unfolded, my faith in it builds as I learn to trust it more. That the key here is love, which we did not create, merely is. And we tune into that love so it can reveal itself in the most magnificent ways. And the one way that I know how to do that is to get up every morning and say, I am looking forward to. It stood out to me in my daughter, who is, she very much wants a love, and she wants a family. And who can blame her, right? Expressing through the family is a very beautiful thing. And so she pointed me to something that she was reading, and someone that she was listening to, so she had me listen to this podcast. And in the podcast, somebody asked the host, I'm looking, it wasn't her, but they said, I'm looking for a love. And the lady said, well, then you need to get up with expectancy. You need to get up and say, I'm looking forward to that love. I'm looking forward to my heart being full. I'm looking forward to walking down the street and meeting different people at different times in different places, and one of them could be my love. You cannot get up in the morning and go, when's he going to show up? Oh man, I went on that date and it wasn't him. And God, dating today is on the internet and through all of these apps. And she's like, no, that will just bring you the same experience that you have always continued to have. You must get up with expectancy. This is what Ernest Holmes was teaching us, the expectancy of love and law. That when you put your mind to it, when you, the great being that you are, has the power of choice. That you can point your attention in any direction, and you can point it to the old stories, the old ideas, the old influences, and I can't blame you. I was there. Becomes easy to do. But when you start to live in love, in that great creation that we did not create, this actually becomes harder. It becomes so uncomfortable that you want to go back, and for a little while you switch back and forth, until it all drops away and the magnificence of who you are is revealed. In Science of Mind, we call this the divine presence, the living spirit, which is always being perfected in us, enabling love, enabling us to recognize love and live it as its true nature. This love, the beauty of creation, it needs nothing from you. Nothing. You are already that. It needs nothing to exist. It is your heart. It is the essence, the illumination. I have this little video from Panache Desai, and I play it for my little great-grandson because I want these beautiful, positive things in his consciousness. And he says, you are the awe and wonder of the universe. You are so wonderful. Everybody wants to talk to you. You are amazing. I think instead of binge watching Netflix, I just want to sit here and talk to you all day because the love that is flowing out of you is blowing my socks off. And I love that little clip. It's really wonderful because I thought to myself, had we heard these messages, maybe life could have been a little bit different, but we are still going to experience the bumps. Life is life, it happens. But who we are in accordance to those bumps, how we transcend them, how we move through them, how much space we give between the lie and the truth is the calmness that settles in. Peace isn't out there, peace is in here. We must reveal it to ourselves through practices. And the most important step here is to begin to recognize this lie, this discordant thought, and love will be revealed. I really like this quote by Ernest Holmes. He says, practically the entire human race is hypnotized because it thinks what someone told it to think. I would add, it believed what someone else said about them, and then you made it their truth. You made it your truth. Somebody else said something and you made it your truth. You know, I invite you to accept love, this deep, abiding illumination that love as your healing power in your life. And you don't really need to know how, although I'm going to end with some steps on how to recognize it. But I just invite you to permit love to illuminate from within, to learn to trust the guidance of love. And in the beginning, it might seem a little scary. You might have to step out on the ledge a little bit because certainty seems like our friend, but it's not. Certainty is never certain, and that's a great lie as well. And in the uncertainty, our faith builds, and we see that everything that we need is always coming, just like walking into that store and seeing all of those things there. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Like I was even astounded. Recently, my teacher told me in the last chapter of the Upanishads is the law of attraction. It's how it works. And this is what he said, that gratitude, right? In every experience, you have 4 practices. And this is what we're going to end with, is these 4 practices. But as you have these experiences, it builds your trust. And then you start to let love be your guide. And in doing so, your faith is set and love becomes a lodestone. It takes the brunt and the load of your life and transmute and transforms it. That love opens the way before me and it makes all the crooked places straight. I can tell you this without a doubt that that is true. I think it's very important to speak on things, and if you haven't experienced, talk about the potential and the possibility of it. And when you have experienced it, you should sing it from the rooftops. And this is probably why I so really wanted to be a minister. But love has made the crooked places straight in my life. When I came to Science of Mind, I've said this before, but I was a crooked place. And I didn't know how to let life flow through my beingness, to let it wear the stones away, to show me what choices I have, and to recognize the consequences of different choices, and to let love be present, and you will always know which avenue to go. But when you are listening to your mind, the little m, love isn't so prevalent because it isn't based on love, it's based on experience. And we are looking for a new idea, so you can't get it from an old one. And we have learned to trust this, and now it's time to cross the bridge into love and let it show you the way. And yes, it's scary, but we have places like this, practitioners to remind you, talks to teach you, books to read you. We have things to help you recognize your truth. That this is a church of responsibility, personal responsibility, to let go of the things that no longer serve you and to let love be your light. Ernest Holmes says love is the fulfillment of the law of good. Love alone can heal the world so that we may live together in peace. And I would like to add, you must allow love to reveal itself to you. He goes on to say, I believe that God is love, and love as the center of my being. And when I say reveal itself to you, that it is all of our responsibilities to awaken. That nothing can change unless each of us take a personal responsibility to awaken and grow in self-compassion. That we must have self-love, that people talk to you the way they were talked to, and you talk to people the way the mind, the little m, talks to you. This is typically how we treat other people. And when they go running, we're wondering why. It's not because of any other reason than love. Let love speak through you. Let it become you. Let it illuminate you. Love is the divine presence, that living spirit, which is always calling us to see love everywhere, especially in ourselves. Love the beauty of creation because you are that creation. So 4 steps to take away to start your day with. And you'll see, if you begin to pay attention, that the law of attraction is wrapped up in love, that the universe always gives you what you need, and it will never give you anything more than you can handle. And when you've reached your breaking point and it has brought you to your knees, I would say be thankful, because it is turning you home. It's turning you home towards the light of love. It is trying to wake you up from the lie. It is trying to help you to let go of old ideas. It is calling for you. It is screaming for you. It wants to become you. So, with your morning, in every instance, in every situation, there are 4 practices that go into every circumstance. The first one is gratitude. I look forward to. Do yourself a favor this week and don't take my word for it, because everything is proven by experiment or experience. So if you commit to yourself to get up in the morning before you get out of bed, and when you open your eyes, if you want to cultivate a sense of gratitude, I look forward to. When you recognize you're in judgment, you want to go back to gratitude, I look forward to. Acceptance, the release and allowance of love. You drop into your body, you will feel it. It feels resentment, it feels anger, it feels frustration. So acceptance is the allowance of what is actually happening to happen, and allowing the space between the big M and the little m. In this space, God talks to you and it reveals itself to you. Surrender. Thy will be done. Love knows the way. It's not the surrender of our youth, but it is an openness. And control is the opposite of this. So when you are controlling and you are insistent that something must go your way, open your palms. Breathe. I look forward to, I allow, I release, and I accept. And the final step in any circumstance is love. That I am good enough right here, right now. That there is no good that is not mine. The opposite of this is apathy, indifference. And when you breathe and you are feeling like you don't know the way, just go back to step 1. In any situation, you will find in any of these orders that they will take you back to your wholeness, to reveal the truth and take you from the lie. It'll take you to love. It'll take you all the way home. And so it is. And we will just seat this in prayer. Just breathing in, dropping into the body, feeling the abidance of the heart, the essence of your true nature. We notice that the mind slows, calms itself, that there is a stillness, a beauty, a radiance, an awakening. When we look, when we truly look, we see. With our hearts, with our inner ear, we hear. Look for yourself there. See what you can find. Is it love ringing its bell of truth for you, saying, drop everything. even your identity just for a moment and step into the Father's house. I've been waiting for you. I am welcoming you. Merge with me now. Lay all your troubles down at my feet. Let me speak to your heart through your experience, through this incarnation. Let me hold your hand. Let me walk with you. Let me lift you up until you know you as me. When the higher abidance, the truth of who you are, reveals itself, and all unlike it falls away, there is a magnificence, a divine love, a bright star, awe and wonder. The discordant fact, it's a pointer. It's telling you you're uncomfortable because you are not standing on the throne of your utmost high. Love reveals itself to you over and over and over again. It will never leave you. It will never forsake you. It can never, ever, ever not be you. So in those darkest moments, I call in the light. If you are having financial troubles, health troubles, any troubles that this planet presents to us as opportunities to grow, to step into the light, I release anything unlike that and know that this truth, this divine love, this deep abidance is you right here, right now. And it is perfect, and it is complete, and it is you. And everyone say with me, and so it is.
Grateful, grateful, grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, grateful, grateful for all the love that I have. Everywhere I look and every face I see is love reflected, shining back to me. I just give thanks for all these simple things, the joy and peace that gratitude brings. That's why I'm grateful, grateful, grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, grateful, grateful for all the love that I have.
And we are grateful for Tracey speaking to us today. So thank you, Tracey. All right, so now's the time to celebrate the abundance of our lives and the abundance of our community. So we have our abundance statement coming up. We have a new person in training back there, and she is good. Look at there. So Kendra's, we're finding out, does a lot of things. So thank you, Kendra. Again, we're celebrating the abundance of our lives. But before we read the abundance statement, I want to remind everybody that we are not passing around the offering plate. We have a drop box, black box in the back of the room. We also have one in the bookstore. And I also want to remind you that if you need prayer, that we have practitioners that are here to pray with you. So you could come up front to call to prayer right after service, and we would be available for that. So now let's say our abundance affirmation together. I live in a consciousness of good. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is.
Please rise for our last song. sing that. Oh, 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 it feels so good to be alive. I ain't thinking about my problems. I'm living now. I'm living now. And I ain't gonna worry about the future. I'm living now. I'm living now. So put your hands up if you feel like having a good time. Put your hands up if you're sharing love with all. And raise your cup if you're hopeful for tomorrow. Put your hands up if you're ready to have some fun. Come on. Oh, 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 it feels so good to be alive. Again. Oh, 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 it feels so good to be alive. Feels good, don't it? Feels good, don't it? Only got one life, live in the moment. Feels good, don't it? Feels good, don't it? Only got one life, live in the moment. Feels good, don't it? Feels good, don't it? Only got one life, live in the moment. Feels good, don't it? Feels good, don't it? Only got one life, live. Oh, 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 it feels so good to be alive. Oh, 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 it feels so good to be alive. One more time. Oh, 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 it feels so good to be alive. Whew.
Hello, I'd like to introduce you to Luke. Let me remind you that we all started out this way. With no ideas, no concepts, no lies, just pure, unadulterated consciousness of love. All right, so with that, we are going to say, I look forward to accepting love as the healing power in my life. Permitting love to illuminate me. And trusting the guidance of love in my life. And so it is. I love you.